Hey, and welcome to Fit Me Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode. Hey, and welcome back to the Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast. If life has been chaotic lately, kids, work, travel, illness, emotional stress, you are not alone. And this episode is exactly for you. So I'm talking about how to stay consistent with your fitness during life's busiest, messiest seasons without giving up or feeling like a failure when things don't go perfectly. So if your routine has been all over the place, but you still want to move forward, this one's for you. So let's get started with the biggest mindset shift. So you don't need a perfect plan. You need a flexible one. So because most people fall off during the chaos, not because they are lazy, but because they think, if I can't do it right, I won't do it at all. I missed 2 workouts, so the week is ruined. This all or nothing mindset destroys consistency. So let's talk a little bit about strategies. So first strategy, you have to reframe your success. So success during the chaos is totally different than it's in a what you call perfect times. And during the chaos, your success might look like this: 10-minute walk, not a full gym session, choosing protein at lunch, even if the dinner is takeout, and getting 5,000 steps instead of usual 10,000. So because it all counts, and that you have to reframe what is your success. So good example for me, I had a very, very busy period, beginning of the year, end of the year, as you can imagine, in the January, for some reason, many people are looking for help, and obviously at that time, work was number one priority, and I knew it was also colder time of the year here in Italy, and I just I'm a person who doesn't enjoy doing strength training. I have a basement, set up a basement, but there is no heating. So you can imagine in coldest time of the year, in the beginning of January, it's not very tempting to get yourself into a cold room to lift some weights, what you don't enjoy anyways. So how I overcome this period, like was earlier, I would definitely say that no, it doesn't matter. I can take a month off, I can take a couple of weeks off, and then I just get back into it. But more often, I did it so often that my planned 1 week or 2 week break ended up being 1, 2 months, even longer. Like the worst one was when I retired my ice hockey professional. I retired from professional ice hockey, and a short break. I said, okay, now I don't need to train anymore for my ice hockey performance. And so I said that, okay, I'm not going to go to gym. And that ended up being like almost decade. And before I got myself back into it. So there can be so long breaks. And usually, at least for me, it always those, like, even it's so easy to talk myself out of it and saying that this is only temporarily. But those planned breaks, they always ended up being longer than I would like. And then getting back into it, it was again that perfectionism was inside of me and telling that, okay, I need to have that time. And when I had it, then my mind was already finding some other excuses. So I learned that I need to keep promises, what I make to myself. And if I can't keep those promises, what I make for myself, I have to lower my own expectations. So during this time, this year, I changed it. I usually aim to strength train 2 to 3 times a week, depending on week. But most of the time, if I have a lot of things going on, it's bare minimum is 2 times per week. And if it's a bit easier time, then I'm aim for 3 times per week. And at the moment, it have been one. I have built one mobility workout in, and during that time, it was nowhere near perfect. My workouts were 10 minutes long because there were days that I told myself that I don't have time. There is so many things like work and family and everything was going on. But I said that I have to get myself into it, and I have to get started. And that was the time when I used those quick 10-minute workouts. So my only rule, what I promised for myself, was to change my workout clothes, go to my gym, and do one exercise. So one set, and then after that, if I felt that I can't do more, then I give myself permission that now I can stop. And I never worked out longer than 20 minutes. So it was I felt kind of guilty of doing it, but then later, like when that busy season, got a little bit easier in February, it was so much easier to start adding things more and do it a little bit longer workouts, aiming for 2 time 30, 45 minute sessions, whatever it took. And that kind of changed everything. So it's so much easier when you don't, and because that consistency throughout it matters so much more. That was almost impossible for me to understand that actually it's not that perfect workouts where you make the progress. It's do that consistency you put into it. And during the year, because it was like, I know if you have ever you have been athlete or something, it was, at least for me, it was always like that good workout have to be an hour and a half or something, or it doesn't even count. And now older I'm getting, uh, it's more about that consistency, at least doing at least something instead of nothing. And this is something like that you hear all over. At least I hear it all the time, but I never actually realized it. I didn't understand the power of consistency and reframing that success. So success was not to do the perfect amount of workouts, perfect length of the workouts. It was just to show up and to get started. And this way, it makes everything so much easier. So this is how I like to then second part, like what I already talked a little bit, is to redefine the minimum effective of dose. So ask yourself, like, what's the minimum I can do to keep momentum. So instead of pausing everything until life calms down, create a bare minimum plan. And like I said, for my example, that was just getting started 2 times per week. And that was the bare minimum. What I said, that this I have to get, or I knew that this I'm able to do. This is not too much. If I would say that 3 times per week, I probably would say that that's already too much. That what is the point? And this is always where I start with when I start working with the people, because you can imagine everyone who decides to hire a coach, and I'm grateful if they choose me as their coach. And when people come to me, they are often very motivated because you are paying for service, for accountability, workout plan. So thought is always that I want to make most out of it. So now there is no point even starting if I can't make the perfect plan. But that's what I always say, that don't aim for perfection. And even because my job is not to get you through follow the perfect plan for a certain period of time. It's to build habits. And usually if we work together 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, who knows, during that time, the plan is that you are ready you are willing, you know how things are going, and then at some point you don't need coach anymore. And that is ultimately always my goal, that you don't need to have a coach, that you are able to do it by yourself. But if you try to build it in that willpower method and just pushing through and getting the most results, it won't obviously. I'm here to help, but you are not learning anything. And when I start working with the people, often I have to say that what is the difference if your goal is like be realistic, like what is the goal if your goal is to ideally you would work out 3 times a week, and that is a big goal, but you are like that, I could get it in that third one, but it's probably going to cause me a lot more stress. And is that why we don't start with the 2 and aim for that you are actually happy? Because what is the difference if you do 2 or 3 workouts? Obviously, you know that with 3 workouts you might be able to see a little bit more progress, but if you have like that kind of little perfectionism inside of you, like I have, how I feel if I aim for 3 workouts and I'm able to do only 2, I'm not understanding to celebrate those 2 workouts what I have been able to do, but I'm pissed off for myself that I missed the third one. And that's why I feel like that I'm always behind. I'm not doing what I wanted to do, and there's a huge difference. If you aim for 2 workouts, you have always option to do like as a third workout, as a extra workout, and how you feel about yourself, that makes a huge difference. You hit your goal, you get 2 workouts in, and you were able to do even something extra when you get the third one in, and that is a huge mindset shift. And that is, keep it in mind. And then after 1 month, when you have been able to follow the plan, we can always add one more session or reduce one session. It's never that it have to be always that way. It's adjustable plan, and this is what I basically decide for myself every single week. I look Sunday evening my schedule for next week, and I'm going to decide that, okay, next week is looking like this. And this is my plan. What is my bare minimum plan? It could be 2 times 20-minute strength sessions. It could be 1 walk. It could be focusing only on protein and hydration. So, because there is always something. If you can't get workouts in, there is always something you can focus on and building those habits. Because when you are able to keep those promises, what you make to yourself, and that follow that bare minimum effective dose, that gives you those wins, that you are building confidence, that rather than guilt of falling off, because that created you must try to create that kind of chaos version of your regular routine, your plan B. And this is so important in busiest periods of time. And then step number 3 is kind of stacking those wins and not pressure. So during busy seasons, fitness should be supportive, not another stressor, what is causing you to have even more stress. So focus those kind of small wins you can build on. So like I said, just simply getting dressed for a workout, even if you don't feel like it, preparing just 1 healthy meal per day, going to bed 15 minutes earlier, because those every single small win, they are stacking. And that's how you build that momentum in chaos. And also, you have to learn to celebrate your efforts, not just outcomes, because what I see, what most people are missing, that they are not celebrating their efforts. They are just celebrating that outcome. Like, for example, good example is that your goal is to lose weight. You are not celebrating those actions which are going to lead to that weight loss, but you are celebrating only when that scale is going down. And that is a huge mistake, because ultimately you have to understand that it's those actions that are going to create those outcomes. And if you never celebrate your actions, it's going to be so frustrating, because you see only outcome. And then if outcome is going in a way you like it to go, you're going to feel frustrated at some point, because that progress is like, I barely never work with someone who tells that, oh, I got it so much faster, because it's progress is almost always a lot slower than you would like. But it feels like almost always that you are working so hard but seeing so less results. And because you probably are comparing yourself with somebody in social media or somewhere. And the funny fact, as you probably know, in social media you don't share those struggles, you share only wins. And now you see only wins from people don't in general like to, like, I don't like to complain either, because I believe that I'm a very positive person. And if something is not going like a planned, I'm not sharing those in social media, but rather you share your wins, when everything is going well. So you have to learn to understand, to celebrate, because your brain is going to, anyways, our thoughts are like 80% are negative thoughts. And there is that positive, you will forget it. Like I mentioned earlier, you are not celebrating if your goal is to get 3 workouts in, but you are doing 2. You are not celebrating those 2 workouts, but you are more pissed off for yourself that you didn't get that third one in. So celebrating, it gives that kind of, because for your brain, if you never understand to celebrate that efforts, what you are doing, it's going to be frustration where you end up, and you're going to feel frustrated all the time. And I just last week we recorded a great episode with Leslie Logan, talked about exactly the same thing. So if you didn't listen that episode already, check it out. And there are Leslie shared several ways how to celebrate your progress. Like my personal strategies are something like, especially if your goal is weight loss, fat loss, to celebrate it in some small way, and not with the food. My example, like, it's kind of food, but it's something like that. What I celebrate after every single workout, I drink my tasty protein shake after. So it's just a small way. It supports my goals, but there is always some kind of small celebration that, wow, I did it. I was able to do it, and now I'm celebrating it. So it gives your brain that needed dopamine, and you have to do it right away after. Like, not that if you did your workout that I celebrate it tomorrow or next day, because then you forget it, that what you were actually doing. But when it's just a small thing right after, it could be high five. There are so many ways how you can celebrate your progress, that and Leslie shared very good ways how to celebrate it. So make sure you listen that if you are not sure how to celebrate your progress and your efforts, and not just only outcomes. So the next thing with that, your planning during the course. So let that course kind of shape your plan. So don't fight against your reality. Train with it. So, for example, if you are traveling, do bodyweight circuits or exercises, or use resistance bands. If you don't have access to gym, it's no, like I said, just aiming to get started doing something. Like yesterday I had a long call with one of my clients, and what she did is that she was doing some push-ups, and every single day, like 3 sets of push-ups, and how you are building habits when you add them something what you are already doing. That's the best way to start building new habits, instead of aiming for some perfection. If you, let's say that you want to do just some push-ups, if you are not able to do, like most women are not able to do the real push-ups, you use your hands elevated, you are doing them against the wall, doesn't matter. Or you can, like, if you aim to get the real push-up, you can start with the normal push-up going down. It's called eccentric phase in fitness language, but going down with your knees high, and then dropping on your knees when you are kind of pushing yourself up. So those are small progressions how you can actually get. And if you get every single day couple push-ups in, you are going to feel and realize amazing progress, how it's going to help you, because more often you do something, more it helps. And it might feel like if you are lifting weights, that doing some body weight squats doesn't do a lot, but it's often those signals what you are telling to your body. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to do like a very hard sets every single time, but if you do just some couple body weight squats or push-ups or whatever exercise you enjoy doing, and those are already telling to your body what you are telling to your body, that this is the goal, this is the progress, what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for building strength. I'm aiming for building muscle. And when you just do them regularly, like if you think that if you are someone like if you are, for example, personal trainer, or you have some pull-up bar, and you do every single day couple pull-ups, always when you pass the pull-up place where to stand uh, places to do pull-ups, and you do every time like couple pull-ups, you're gonna see amazing progress. So don't think that it has to be kind of perfect, and and there is always some kind of way how you can implement these things into your busy life. So if you have other good example is that if you have sick kids at home, uh, do some mobility exercises while they are, or stretching while they are napping. So it don't need to be that you don't need to change your workout clothes or get the perfect workout in. Just some couple stretches, mobility exercises. What I'm big believer, big fan, because those things helps, because we are so sedentary, and it's just that when you see that it could be also like I talked earlier about adding those things for something what you already do. So when kids are in a sleep, take 1 to 5 minutes to do your couple mobility exercises, because mobility training is something that you can do always. It's just that and a good mobility workout is 1 to 7 minutes. So if you don't have a lot of time, 1 minute mobility, whatever area you are struggling, you have a kind of issues, could be your wrist, could be your hips, could be your lower back, neck, shoulder area. Just 1, 2 exercises and 1 to 5 minutes, and you have already done something. Or if you are overwhelmed at work, walk while taking calls or stretch between the meetings. So all these small things, what you are already doing, what you don't necessarily probably even count for a workout, those matter so much. And if you have possibility to do like walking, like that's changed for me. There is a walking patch. I love to, like, if I'm talking with the people, we have a calls, I like to walk while we are having a call. So it's all the time like what you can do, and finding a ways what you can do, because there is so many different ways. And then kind of last reminder, consistency isn't perfection. So you have heard me say it before. Consistency is doing something even imperfectly again and again. Missing a workout doesn't break your streak. Quitting for 3 weeks does. So you don't need motivation. You need a system that adjusts to your life. So it's because there is no finish line in this this fitness journey. There is no deadline when it has to be done. It's just you have to have that kind of system in a place that adjusts to your life. So let's wrap up this episode with few quick takeaways. Ditch perfection. Progress lives in a messy middle, and you have to define your bare minimum for chaotic times, and adjust your plan to your current life, not your ideal one, and stuck with small wins. Focus on what you can do instead of what you can't, and give yourself credit for the effort, not just results. And if this hits home, share it with a friend who needs encouragement right now. And if you want help building a flexible routine that adapts to your real life, check the show notes. I would love to support you. Until next time, train smart and stay steady, even in the chaos. Hold up, friend. Do you love Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast.